For a long time, I thought my best ideas were somewhere out there. In better references, better artists, better paintings I hadn't seen yet. But the truth is, the most important ideas I've ever had were already here, buried in pages I almost ignored. I've travelled to 53 countries. I've painted in forests, on cliff tops, in city squares. I've sketched strangers in Bolivia, ancient gates in England, castles in Slovenia, and for years I thought the inspiration was out there, in the world, in the places I was going. And it was, partly, but something kept pulling me back. Something kept showing up in my sketchbooks, no matter where I was in the world. A certain mood, a certain atmosphere, something mythic, something ancient, something that felt like it was mine. It took me years to recognize it, but it was there the whole time. So in this video, I want to talk about why your sketchbook might be the most important creative tool you own. Not because of the drawings themselves, but because of what those drawings are telling you about who you are, about your direction, your voice, your instincts as an artist. Because I genuinely believe your best ideas aren't waiting to be invented, they're waiting to be uncovered. There's something that happens when you sketch that doesn't happen anywhere else. It's faster, looser, there's no pressure for it to be good. And because of that, your mind starts to move differently. You stop editing yourself before you've even started. You stop trying to control the outcome. And instead, you enter something like a stream of consciousness. Ideas don't feel forced, they just appear, almost as a reward for the artist who is sitting down doing the work, for the artist who has made that decision, that commitment, and fulfilling that promise to themselves. I've had moments sitting at my desk, sketching quietly, where ideas started arriving so quickly I couldn't keep up with all of them. One sketch would spark another thought, another idea, another insight, and that would spark another. And suddenly I'm somewhere completely unexpected, somewhere interesting. And that state, that flow, is where your real creative instincts live. Not in the finished painting necessarily, not in the polished piece you spent weeks on, in the loose, free, unguarded sketch. There's also something deeply physical about sketching that I think we underestimate. The feeling of the pencil on the paper, the texture beneath your hand. That interaction is powerful. The concentration it takes to observe and translate and make something appear from nothing. These aren't small things. They create moments that feel genuinely special, almost meditative. And when you're in that state, when you're not trying too hard, not forcing anything, that's actually when the most honest, most creative work tends to happen. The sketchbook becomes a kind of sacred space, a place where you're making ideas physical, where a thought in your mind becomes a mark on a page. And sometimes that mark surprises even you. Your sketchbook is also the most direct record of your creative mind that exists. It's not filtered, it's not polished. At least, it shouldn't be. It's not trying to impress anyone. It's just honest. It's raw, unfiltered. And that honesty is incredibly valuable. Because months later, sometimes years later, you can come back to a page and see something you didn't fully recognize at the time. An idea, a composition, a character, a story. Something that suddenly feels important. Something you were circling without realizing it. I have sketchbooks going back years now, and looking through them now, I can see the direction I was heading in, even when I didn't know it yet. If you look through enough of your sketches, patterns start to appear. Certain themes, certain moods, certain types of subjects. And these aren't random. They're pointing you somewhere. For me, it kept coming back to the same feeling. Something mythic, something atmospheric. Figures from legend, ancient landscapes, stories with weight behind them. I didn't sit down and decide that was my direction. It revealed itself over time, through repetition, even around other drawing practices, through instinct, through what I was naturally drawn to when no one was watching. As a British artist, someone with English, Irish, and Scottish roots, I've spent years absorbing the cultures and landscapes of other countries. But these sketchbooks kept pulling me home, to the myths and legends of the British Isles, to stories that are part of who I am, to English and British and Celtic history and culture. Because that kind of pull, that's not a passing interest. To stories that are part of who I am. And I think that's worth paying attention to. Because that kind of pull, that's not a passing interest. That's a calling. One of the greatest practical advantages of sketching is speed. You explore 5, 10, 20 different ideas. In the time it would take to even prepare a canvas, different poses, different compositions, different lighting scenarios. Tiny thumbnail sketches that can contain entire worlds. And somewhere in that exploration, something clicks. You land on something that feels right. Something worth developing, worth taking further, worth painting. Drawing from life feeds directly into all of this, because every time you sit in front of a subject and draw what you actually see, you're building your visual memory. your understanding of form, light, structure, proportion. And then when you sketch from imagination, those observations start surfacing naturally. Your imagined figures feel more real. Your invented landscapes feel more grounded. The sketchbook becomes the bridge between observation and imagination, between the world as it is and the world as you want to paint it. Some of the work I'm building toward now started as ideas exactly like this: loose, messy, almost throwaway. A quick sketch of a figure, a character from legend, a feeling I was trying to capture on the page. But there was something there, and once I recognized it, I could start developing it, refining it, building towards something finished and meaningful. That's where I am now, and it started here in the sketchbook. So if you feel stuck right now, if you're unsure of your direction, if you feel like you're improving technically but not really saying anything, don't look outward first. Go back. Pick up your sketchbooks. Go through them slowly. Look for what keeps appearing. Look for the themes that feel alive. Look for the mood that keeps coming back, because your direction as an artist isn't something you have to invent from scratch. It's something you uncover. And I'd be willing to bet you've already started drawing it. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments what themes keep appearing in your sketchbooks. I'd genuinely love to know. And if you want to follow where mine are taking me, stick around, because that journey is just the beginning.